Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Sangham saranam gacchāmi, Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchāmi, Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saranam gacchāmi, Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchāmi. Pānāti pātā vīramani sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. Adinnādāna vīramani sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. Kāmesu miccācāra vīramani sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. Musāvādā vīramani sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. Surāmēraya majjapamā daṭṭhāna vīramani sikkhapadam samādhiyāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Please prepare yourself for some quality time of meditation, to feel this space, feel the silence. Take a deep breath in and release. Breathe in, breathe out. Relaxing this body and relaxing this wandering mind. Let us do a simple body scanning, starting from the top of your head and ending with the tips of your toes. Beginning from your forehead, breathe in, breathe out, putting your body at ease. Your top of your head, breathe in, breathe out, and relax. Your face, keeping a beautiful, gentle smile on your face. And the back of your head, you relax, inhaling and exhaling. Your neck, your shoulders, you inhale and exhale. Pay attention to these parts of your body and relax. your back, especially keeping it straight, not leaning forward or backward, but gently sitting quietly stilled. You inhale and exhale. Your stomach, inhale and exhale, relaxing the muscles and feeling at ease. Your pelvic area, adjusting if necessary, and going further down to your knees, your shin bones, your ankles, the soles of your feet, and the toes, releasing all that pain, emotions, and relaxing. You invite positive energy back into the core of your body. Centering your attention to the heart base, where you feel emotions, the reaction of emotions, and you may also notice the mind's movements when you pay attention to your chest. You inhale and exhale, filling your body with fresh air. And making yourself totally feel comfortable here. Become aware of the sensations involving each inhaling experience and the exhaling experience. becoming aware of your mind wandering to different places. You come back to the delightful in-breath and out-breath. It is delightful, so the mind stays focused on it. When it is not delightful, when you don't take any delight in it, the mind tends to wander away to something interesting. If you have to change your posture or do anything like that, feel free to do so with full awareness to your movements. You breathe in and breathe out, letting your in-breath and out-breath disappear, not getting involved with the length, the color, or anything whatsoever involving your inhaling and exhaling experience. If anything disturbing arises, let it be without getting upset about it. Let it live and let it disappear on its own, but you don't have anything to do with it. It's different conditions arising and passing away. When you don't put your attention on it, it disappears. Okay, welcome to the Sutra discussion in our new center. This is, I think, it's a good place for meditation as we observed the other day on Wednesday. Although we are very close to the road, we don't hear the sounds of the vehicles. That's a plus point of this place. We have plenty of space. But unfortunately, although we set up live streaming, I did not realize that we don't have Wi-Fi here to stream it live. I was trying to give mobile data live streaming, but mobile data for T-Mobile is weak, especially in this location for some reason. So, yes. So this and this. So suggestion to do this sutra came from the audience, and this is called the Great 40. The Great refers to Mahā in Pali. 40 refers to Cattārīsaka. So Mahācattārīsaka, Great 40. And at the end, Sutta means the discourse, the teaching. So this is from the middle length discourses, the sutra number 117. We have 152 sutras in middle length discourses. This is number 117. Okay. This teaching revolves around the teaching on eightfold path. So what is eightfold path? Any simple answer to that? Yeah? Yeah?
Is it a way of living?
Eightfold path is a way of looking the pieces of the path. What path? The path leading to nirvana, to nibbana. When the Buddha taught, he taught this as the middle path because he went to the extreme of indulging this body and having so much pleasure with his body before he became the Buddha. And also near his awakening, he did self-mortification, and he realized no human has, well, especially in terms of self-mortification, he realized no human has ever gone to the extremity of this before. This is the farthest anyone can go, but it did not end his suffering. Then he settled into the middle path, not in those two extremes, but in the middle. And you have 8 factors in that middle path. And in this sutra we have, at the end of this sutra, we have 40 sets, 40 ways that you can look at it. We will not be necessarily going with each, section, but you will put it into your head when you do this discussion, when you understand this. I hate numbers, but with this I struggled a little bit, to be honest, to figure out what is really 40 in here, because it's not discussed in the very beginning. So that's why I printed this summary for you, the single page summary, if you have it. I think it will help us to read that first, together as a group. If life is a journey, then the pilgrim's goal is the city of nirvana. The way leading to nirvana is the noble eightfold path. The guide on this noble path is right view, because that's the start from it. Having right view is the guide. That's the meaning of that. And as long as he is ahead of others, the pilgrim is on the right track. This is clearly the theme of the Mahācattārīsaka Sutta. So I didn't particularly like someone being ahead of the path, ahead of others to be on a pilgrimage. People are in different locations, when they are on a pilgrimage. But I think this is the author Piya Tan. He is living in Singapore. He is a great scholar, and he writes about sutras based on different viewpoints of different scholars. He has been a monk in Thailand, so he now explores sutras and publishes them online. So I printed this from his, and I sent this whole set also in the email. If you want to go back and look at it. So the theme, he says, is how right view, the first path factor of the Noble Eightfold Path, guides people in the path. Conversely, we are easily lost when we are misguided by wrong view, that is the opposite of right view. The recurring theme of this sutra is the primacy of right view with regard to noble right concentration. So concentration is stilling your mind, samadhi experience, deep meditation. So with regard to noble right concentration along with its support and requisite. So that is the last limb. Samadhi is the last limb. And now you learned, if you are new to this whole thing, you learn that the right view is the starting limb and right concentration is the last one. So in between, there are 6 more packed inside. When you do all of that, you are reaching towards that goal of attaining nirvana. And then the Buddha said, Ariyang Samma Samadhing, noble right concentration. Sa Upanisang Sa Parikharam, with support and requisite. With support here is the remaining 6. Okay? And requisite also the remaining 6, which you will learn in the discussion. And that, in this regard, bhikkhus means monks, right view comes first. Okay? And then I want you to skip the rest and go down to the 4th and closing section in the middle of this. Okay? So at the end of the summary, before number 3, before analysis, you find the 4th and closing section lists the 20 wholesome factors and the 20 unwholesome factors, totaling 40 factors. The 20 factors on the unwholesome side are the 10 wrong factors and the unwholesome states that originate from each. The 20 factors on the wholesome side are the 10 right factors and the unwholesome states that originate from each. Hence, the Buddha calls it the Dhamma discourse on the great 40, Mahācattārīsaka Dhamma Pariyaya. Clear? Please, you understand how 40 is made in here. Good enough. So we also understood that we have 4 sections into the sutra in looking at that summary. Okay? You can put that aside, go back to it for detailed reading later. And when you look at this one, at the very end I have given you notes from Bhikkhu Bodhi. He refers to the commentary and you have notes. And each number refers to a number inside the sutra. Do we have numbers here? Probably this editor removed the numbers. Sorry about that. But yeah, go through it. It's related to the sutra. So if you look at it, you see on page 1327, starting from page 1327 on that notes section, Sutta number 117, and notes related to that is given. And when you are reading it, sometimes you find short forms like MA. Here refers to Majjhima Attakatha, the middle length discourses, commentary to the middle length discourses. So he is taking notes from the commentary when he gives notes to this sutra. Anyway, that is for those who really want to dig into the details of and I'm sorry I printed Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation, not the one I sent in the email, because when I tried to print from it, part from the bottom disappeared and I only found a PDF of it, so I didn't have the time to edit it. Okay, so shall we read? Thus have I heard, on one occasion, the Blessed One was living at Savatthi in Jetha's Grove, Anathapindika's park. There he addressed the bhikkhus thus. Bhikkhus, Venerable Sir, they replied. The Blessed One said this: Bhikkhus, I shall teach you noble right concentration with its supports and its requisites. Listen and attend closely to what I shall say. Yes, Venerable Sir, the bhikkhus replied. The Blessed One said this. So he says something about, I will teach you noble right concentration. Aryo Samma Samadhi. Noble is Aryo, Samma is right, Samadhi is concentration. Let me teach you noble right concentration with its requisites and supports. Saupanissang Saparikkara, that is the Pali for it. So Parikkara also refers to something that is given to monks, Pirikara. So some supporting stuff. To support monks, you give this and that. You ask if they need anything or, so and so. And its supports and its requisites, what is needed with the noble right concentration. So in simple terms, if you are achieving the type of concentration that the Buddha teaches, not any other concentration, and you need to have these things in that practice or in your understanding. To achieve the perfect samadhi, perfect concentration, you will have to have these things. Basically, a full understanding about the Noble Eightfold Path also this way. Because there are other ways that this has been taught in different teachings. Okay? What, monks, is noble right concentration with its supports and its requisites? That is, so these are the items. Right view, number 1. Right intention, number 2. Right speech, number 3. Right action, number 4. Right livelihood, number 5. Right effort, number 6. And right mindfulness, number 7. What is the last one? Right concentration. For you to achieve right concentration, you need to add the other 7 ingredients into it. That is still circulating here. You get that. You get the number 8, eightfold path in here. And then the sutra goes on to explain each of those. View, intention, speech, action, livelihood, and then at the end, the grade 40 comes. Okay. Shall we read the first one? View. Monks, right view comes first. And how does right view comes first? One understands wrong view as wrong view and right view as right view. This is one's right view. So understanding what is wrong, understanding what is right view. No other big deal. And he gives a set of things And you will be little, confused. But let's read that. What, monks, is wrong view? There is nothing given, nothing offered, nothing sacrificed, no fruit or result of good and bad actions, no this world, no other world, no mother, no father, no beings who are reborn spontaneously, no good and virtuous recluses and Brahmins in the world who have realized for themselves by direct knowledge and declare this world and the other world. This is wrong view. So what is the meaning of it? If you go back to the list, there is nothing given, which means people in the Indian context, even now, those days and even now, they believe that there's no use of giving to anybody and it's not helping you for your liberation. It's not helping you to go to heaven, to unite with God. That is what is referred by this statement. Nothing given. There's nothing you get by giving. By your generosity, it's not, that's a wrong view. This is not the Buddha's teaching. It's a wrong view because people at that time believed in those terms, that they kind of did not care about their parents. Not all the people, but some. Even popular teachers were teaching these things to their followers. And no benefit of offering anything to anyone, no benefit of making sacrifices. Sacrificing means, they did, after, collecting all the crops, they would allocate some for the spirits, such practices. No fruit or result of good and bad actions, which means you would completely ignore karma, you don't care about it. There is no world called this world, there is no world called another world, like you don't go from this world to another, like you will not go, after death you are not going anywhere. People believed like that. Even now, people don't care about what happens after. They want to enjoy. That's that's also the disadvantage of it. When people, like majority of people, believe that there is no next birth, they just tend to do whatever they want, making money in illegal ways to enjoy themselves, becoming very selfish. So this is why, as you can clearly see, that the Buddha, sees that if people do those things, it's suffering to themselves, it causes suffering to others. So this is wrong view. Simple. No mother. What if people don't care about their mother? It's not nice, right? They will even kill their parents to get properties. We have children like that. No father, no beings who are reborn spontaneously, which means there are no spirits, no heavenly beings, because they don't really, they are not born from mother's womb. They are born spontaneously. They appear there as in their spirit form. Just in simple terms. Although the word spirit is not found in Buddhist language, but just heavenly beings, deities, who have heavenly rewards in different planes of existence. No good and virtuous recluses and Brahmins in the world. If you hear someone say, oh, that monk is good, he is practicing this way, that monk is enlightened, and so and so. There are people like, this, who say, there are no such people. So no faith about them. Who have realized for themselves by direct knowledge and declare this world and the other world. Those who understand that there is this world, those who understand there is a continuation after death. And there are some people who have understood this. But these people who have the wrong view don't believe in that. But again, I use the word believing. That's also not a Buddhist in the Buddhist vocabulary. We are talking about that in a church here. Well, it's no longer a church. It's part of a. Well, they don't. They must be happy that we are doing something good here. God must be happy. Jesus must be happy. um, believing, when some people ask, like, do you believe in karma? The first thing I ask is, what do you mean by believing? Just to confuse them a little more. Because believing is not recommended. You have to practice it and understand the relationship, and there you gain confidence that, there is something called karma, and this must be how it works. You have your own understanding about it. So you develop faith rather than believing in it because you heard it. Okay? And again, the Buddha is asking a question here. Monks, what is right view? Right view, I say, is twofold. There is right view that is affected by taints, sasavang, partaking of merit, punya bhagya, partaking of merits. So affected by taints, you can have right views, but you are still driven by your defilements. You can have right view, you have heard the teachings and you are driven by defilements. That is that kind of right view. Partaking of merits. So that right view leads you to enjoy in merit-making planes of existence, in this world and after. So you have right view, therefore you do good things, and you will be born in heaven, different planes of existence. You will still be happy for what you did in this existence, and you continue to rejoice in that. So that kind of right view. And ripening in the acquisitions. Acquisition, the Pali term for that is upadhi vepakka. Acquisitions. You are building good karma more and more because you have the right view. And there is right view, so that's the second one. There is right view that is noble. Why is it noble? It takes you to a noble goal, really good goal of attaining nirvana. If you have that kind of right view, and taintless, you have that right view that is free from defilements. Your mind is not, defiled as you have that right view. And so, how do you say this word? Supramundane? Yeah. Supramundane. It's lokuttara. That's the Pali for that. It takes you beyond this world. Loka uttara. Loka is the world, going above that, beyond that. What world? The ordinary human world. You can surpass the ordinary human world and then reach to higher planes from your own mind by developing it with this kind of good right view. And a factor of the path. That one is the factor of the path. That belongs to the Noble Eightfold Path. Any questions so far? Please do ask the questions, so feel free to. Let's move on. What monks is right view that is affected by the taints? So he's now breaking it down. I tried to count these if they add up to 40, but that's not how the sutra works. So what is affected by taints means what is affected by defilements, and what is affected by affected by taints, partaking of merits, ripening in the acquisitions. So that kind of a person who has defilements, who is doing things for merits, who is collecting things, collecting good karma, he believes that there is benefits in given, benefits in what is offered, benefits in what is sacrificed, fruit and result of good and bad actions. There is this world and the other world. So he is this person who is not exactly practicing the noble path, but has this view. He has come to understand that these things exist. There is a benefit of giving. There is a benefit of making offerings. There is a benefit of making sacrifices. There is a benefit of, good and bad actions. There is this world, and there is the other world. There is a need to accept your mother as the mother and then take care of them. There is good, born out of it. You feel good by doing that. That person is in the right view, looking after your parents, just that like the Buddha did. There are beings who are reborn spontaneously, and there are in the world good and virtuous recluses and Brahmins who have realized for themselves by direct knowledge and declare this world and the other world, having realized it themselves. This is right view, but it is affected by defilements, partaking of merit, ripening in the acquisitions. Now, one thing that you may think about is that Buddhism does encourage people to do good things, engage, look after parents, like in any other faith tradition. The Buddhism also teach you good moral conduct and many good things. But a Buddhist person who is truly aspiring the final realization, truly aspiring nirvana, is focused on that and let go of all the other, like, they do these things, but not with the intention of going to heaven. Okay? Not with the intention of enjoying a happy life after this. That real Buddhist really wants to attain nirvana as soon as possible. So they don't really postpone their attainment until the next birth. But they do these good things, but not with the intention of going to heaven and enjoying a good life, not for the sake of doing it, that we need to a little bit be reminded of. So what is the noble one? What is good? And what bhikkhus is right view that is noble, taintless, supramundane, a factor of the path? The wisdom, panya. See, you are finally reaching to that wisdom. The faculty of wisdom, panyindriya. Panya as a faculty, panya as a, just like chakku indriya, just like your eye, just like your ears, nose, tongue. Wisdom as a faculty. We call the other indriyas like eye faculty, ear faculty, nose faculty. That's the Buddhist language, right? And here you have wisdom as a faculty. The power of wisdom, panya bala, power. You take wisdom as a power. The investigation of states, enlightenment factor. The dhamma vicaya sambojjhanga. So you investigate different factors of awakening, and that is an awakening factor. There are 7 factors of awakening. The first one is mindfulness. It awakens you. Okay? The second one is this, investigation of states. You investigate different states of your mind, like hindrances, 5 aggregates, so and so. Third one is making right effort. Sati dhammache vire, right effort. Joy, the fourth one. Passaddhi, tranquility. Samadhi, concentration. Upekha, equanimity. These are all in awakening factors. They awaken an individual from their sleep, wake them up. The path factor of right view in one whose mind is noble, whose mind is taintless, who possesses the noble path and is developing the noble path. Someone who is truly on the path, like a stream winner, a once returner, a non-returner, and someone who is close to become enlightened. So I just mentioned a set of words, different junctions of your awakening process. You become You go against the current. It's difficult for you to even take that journey, but you fight the current and go against and become a winner of that stream. Like you become a stream winner. You go against the stream and you reach to a certain level, so you are called a stream winner. We have discussed these things in different discussions, but if you have questions, please raise your hand so I may explain to you, because I know you are new, but I don't want to put you on the spot. Okay. Who possesses the noble path and is developing the noble path. This is right view that is noble, taintless, supramundane, a factor of the path. So now he explained what is right view with taints and stuff, and then he explained right view with noble intentions, good intentions. The next chapter, passage. One makes an effort to abandon wrong view and to enter upon right view. This is one's right effort. So you abandon the wrong views, you begin to practice the right ones, so you are making right effort there. That is also a path factor. Mindfully, one abandons wrong view. Mindfully, one enters upon and abides in right view. This is one's right mindfulness. Thus, these three states run and circle around right view. What three? Right view, right effort, and right mindfulness. Three factors in the Noble Eightfold Path. They all go together. Right view, right effort, right mindfulness. So he is highlighting, look at those carefully. So imagine you are now living in the Indian context where different teachers teach different things, not to believe in that, not to believe in this. And in that environment, you are trying to understand what is really the true teaching. What should I have faith in? Even here, like different monks, different teachers from different traditions come and teach. And then you are like, what am I supposed to do with my spiritual practice? People are wondering like that in different stages of their life. So first, upon investigation, you come to understand this truly benefits me, this is helpful. And then you make what effort? The effort to come to the right view and stay in that. And the third one, you set mindfulness to keep it active, not to steer away too far from the goal. So I read somewhere from Piya Tan's notes that each of the 5 parts of the first section closes with the statement that when we make an effort to give up the wrong factor of view, thought, speech, action, and livelihood to cultivate right view, this is our right effort. So it's repeated again and again. Thus, these 3 things run along with, turn around each of the right factors, that is to say, right view, right effort, right mindfulness. So, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, these are also parts of your practice, parts of your path factors. So we will read maybe 1 or 2 more and then go to the end, so we understand what is really happening. It's actually 8:30 by now. Let's take about few more minutes to really get this through and see if we understand it. Therein, monks, right view comes first. And how does right view comes first? One understands wrong intention as wrong intention and right intention as right intention. This is one's right view. And what monks is wrong intention? The intention of sensual desire, the intention of ill will, and the intention of cruelty. This is wrong intention. Clear, right? Wrong. And what is right intention? I say is twofold. There is right intention that is affected by taints, partaking of merit, ripening in the acquisitions, and there is right intention that is noble, taintless, supramundane, a factor of the path. So the right intention, next. And what monks is right intention that is affected by taints, so and so. The intention of renunciation, the intention of non-ill will, and the intention of non-cruelty. This is right intention. So what is renunciation for a lay person? Can you renounce everything, let go of everything and become a monk in one night, tonight? You cannot. Clear, right? But renunciation is possible in your mind. Letting go of your, mistakes you did in your past, learning the lesson from it and making improvements. So you are actually renouncing some aspect, some part of your past self. You cannot edit that part. You let things be and you move forward. This is helpful in that way. There is some renunciation that you can do in mind, but it has a strong effect on you if one of you put on your robes and then go forward, not looking backwards with that intention to end suffering, which rarely happens, but the invitation is open to all of you. Now we have a big center here. See, it's interesting to read what monks is right intention that is noble, taintless, supramundane, a factor of the path. The thinking, thought, intention, mental absorption, mental fixity, directing of mind, verbal formation in one whose mind is noble, whose mind is taintless, who possesses the noble path and is developing the noble path. This is right intention that is noble, a factor of the path. So you come to see here, understand here, that you have the right kind of thinking towards the path, right kind of mental intention, right kind of mental absorption. You get absorbed to the right thing. You are fixated, mental fixity, and you direct your mind in the right direction. All these are about your intention, right intention. Even your verbal formations, because your intentions are clear, your verbs become good. Whose mind is noble, whose mind is taintless, who possesses the noble path. So you are basically setting up noble intentions and you are speaking the right way. It sets up progressively to the next level. See, when you came to the right view, your intentions are now becoming clear. And what happens next? Your words naturally become clear too. You speak right words. And then and when you speak right words, your actions also become clear. Right? Your actions are harmonious. I want you to read these through tonight, perhaps, so we can save time. You don't have to go through every repetition here. And go to right livelihood. When you have right actions, you choose the right kind of lifestyle. And what is to be done is explained in these paragraphs. And then you come to grade 40, the last. In every place, the Buddha repeats that right view comes first. He gives prominence to the right view. Without right view, you are not coming to any of other things. How does right view comes first? In one of right view, which means in the person who has right view, right intention comes into being. And when you have right intention, right speech comes into being. when you have right speech, right action comes into being. And then from that, right livelihood, and then from that, right effort, and then from there, right mindfulness, and then from right mindfulness, you develop right samadhi, right concentration. And what happens next? There is a ninth one and a 10th one, right knowledge. And the 10th one is right deliverance. That last one is attained by an awakened monk, awakened arahant in Buddhist terms only. Deliverance upon your realization. The knowledge here is the ninth factor. You have never heard about tenfold path. Maybe not. Right? This is the tenfold path that, with number 9, if you look at number 9, what kind of knowledge that arises from practicing the all the noble eightfold path factors? What kind of knowledge? See, you are going to the last one of it, Samma Samadhi, the right concentration. What is in there?
Self-realization.
So there is self-realization. That's also part of knowledge. Any more answers to that? When you go to perfect stillness in your meditation, you settle your thoughts, you settle your examining, and as a result, you go deeper. You have because you are free from all the distractions. You don't see things, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, stuff like that disappear. They fade away. You are in a mental realm. You are slowly reaching to deeper states of your mind. You are attaining to different levels, and you go to the deepest of that. Like the 8th attainment, for example, neither perception nor non-perception. That kind of a deeper level. So you have now cultivated that knowledge. Without doing any of the path factors mentioned before, you are not even going to meditate properly. If you are very restless, for example, your meditation will be very, very wobbly, not moving forward. So the knowledge, the true knowledge that arises is the knowledge that you gained from practicing these factors with right intentions. People can do, it's just like a half-baked something. If you do it like part of it, you practice a little bit of here, little bit of that, you are not going to get to the right knowledge path. The right knowledge is self-accumulated. It's revealed to you by your own practice. Nobody can, we can talk about it, but you are never convinced of it upon just listening to it. Nobody even who has done that, the Buddha discouraged monks to talk about their practice, because people then get attracted to you, and people, things like that. But that right knowledge that is revealed to you from your practice leads you to true deliverance. When you have the right knowledge, you have that wisdom, you are focused on delivering your mind, freedom, liberation from everything. Okay? So now let's make the 40 here. To make the 40, you go to the last before the last in that page where we were reading under grade 40. Thus, monks, there are 20 factors on the side of the wholesome and 20 factors on the side of the unwholesome. So why, why don't we stop there and look at it a little bit carefully? How do we make 20? Now you have those 10 factors, and one is noble, one is, I would say, ignoble. And then you have good ones, one with noble practice, one with ignoble practice. So, clear? Say you have what is given, what is offered, you have that, there are 10 in that. Okay? And you do that with noble intentions and ignoble intentions, with right view and the wrong view, I would say. And then you have the good 10, believing in what is given, believing in what is offered, and then you do it with right intention and wrong intention. So 10, 10, 10, 10 makes 40.
You're supposed to do the wrong too, just to balance it out, or you're supposed to avoid the wrong?
That's a good question. It depends on your intention. As I think the sutta somewhat hints at us, like some, gives us a way to look at it. Like if you can do the wrong stuff too, but it may not get you to the final deliverance. But it will take you to different good places, guaranteed.
But if you're doing the wrong stuff, aren't you also accumulating bad karma?
Totally, yes. That now I see your question. Like if some people do just those 10 wrong stuff, whether it's right or wrong, with right intention or wrong intention, the result will be wrong. Yeah. So at the end, you see, bhikkhus, monks, if any recluse or Brahmin thinks that this Dhamma discourse on the great 40 should be censored and rejected, then there are 10 legitimate deductions from his assertions that would provide grounds for censuring him here and now. So the Buddha is like abandoning that mark. If that worthy one censures right view, then he would honor and praise those recluses and Brahmins who are of wrong view, because if they don't like that, they will just go to praise those people who teach about wrong view. Also with right intention, whether, any factor of the path, they go to praise the any factor from out of 10. They go to praise people who teach the wrong stuff. And then the Buddha says, monks, even those teachers from Okkala, Vassa and Bhanya, who held the doctrine of non-causality, there is no cause and effect, the doctrine of non-doing, there is no benefit of doing anything, the doctrine of nihilism, would not think that this Dhamma discourse on the great 40 should be censured and rejected. Why is that? For fear of blame, attack and confutation. That if they do refute this teaching, I think the Buddha is like looking at those teachers. He was a parallel to them. He had great following, just like those teachers, and he's like throwing a stone at them in a way, like they cannot even reject this teaching because people will blame them, people will attack and confutation. I don't know what that really means. I didn't look at that part. I was so focused on the number 40 here. So and then if you saw in the email, Bhikkhu Bodhi says that this sutra looks like a development from Abhidhammic, like classification in a certain way. Like now, he thinks that Abhidhamma came into good shape after Buddha's passing away. It was taught even during the Buddha, but monks started gathering the teachings and putting them together. Abhidhamma means deeper teachings. And monks got into the habit of classifying things, putting things into numbers. So he thinks that this sutra is influenced by that practice. Different scholars have commented on that.
What is deliverance?
Deliverance is vimutti, final nibbana, freeing your mind. Sorry, I did not explain that. So you, you go to neither. That's the only way I can explain. You go to a complete balance of your mind, neither perception nor non-perception, and you have only that as your focus. And to find freedom from that, you get your conscious awareness away from it. How do you do that? It's not you doing it. You let things, you see the impermanence of it, you let it disappear too, not trying to grab onto it. Then you are delivered from bondages. Vimukti is the word for that. Mukti is, cessation.
So that's a noble factor.
Yeah.
So what's a non-noble part?
Non-noble part is you can think about many kinds of deliverances and then sit on the wrong side and assume that, I have achieved deliverance and I have destructed craving, I have done this, done that, and you will be still grounded in non-true deliverance. You are not truly there, but you are deceived by something you thought is the deliverance. Clear? Yeah. So there can be, different people taught different deliverances. Yoga deliverance, this deliverance, that. I'm not saying that yoga is bad, but just that word came to my mind. Like people believe in those things, like yoga is my way. This is my way, that is my way. Prayer is my way, and you think deliverance is gained from that. Maybe you don't have that true deliverance there too, but you believe in that. What's your question?
My question was going to be kind of what you just said. Like, do you have to be a monk to reach deliverance, or can you be?
You can be a lay person, not a monk, and attain true deliverance. But it says that when you become uninterested about sensual world, you don't find any meaning remaining as a lay person. As a person who is indulging in worldly pleasures. So you choose a lifestyle like of a monk because you are disenchanted. No passion to go partying, and because your realization is much more beyond that ordinary level. People live like that. Sometimes even much better, more free than monks, busy monks. So, that lifestyle is good. So, anybody can do that.